or say Jomo channels.
The most significant of events always passes for a history. However, quoting John W. Gardner, history never looks like history when you are living through it, unquote. It surely becomes one post the event. That certainly could be the case in respect of the 2019 celebration of the Independence Day of Ghana. For the first time in independent Ghana, the commemoration of that all-important day was held outside Accra, the nation's capital. That was at the instance of His Excellency, the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. At the presentation of the State of the Nation Address 2019, the President did indicate his intent in respect of the anniversary.
Mr. Speaker, in order to reinforce and support the process of reconciliation and the restoration of peace in Dagbon, I have decided that this year, the official 62nd Independence Day celebration will be held in Tamale on 6th March.
Peace in Dagbon had been an utmost concern of many. Nevertheless, the change of venue for the Independence Day celebration in the area induced mixed feelings among Ghanaians. Many wondered how that could have to do with the consolidation of peace in the area. Until very recently, Dagbon had been rendered a conflict zone by a chieftaincy dispute spanning almost 2 decades from 2002 between the Abudu and the Andani Royal families. Tracing their ancestry to the Yaa-Naa Yakubu I, the Abudus and the Andanis being the respective descendants of the two sons, Na Abdullahi and Na Andani of Yaa-Naa Yakubu I, have equal right to the kingship of Dagbon, but on rotational basis. Historically, they have rotated Dagbon's kingship with the passing on and or the discernment of a ruler. After about 6 centuries, however, the modern history of Dagbon recalls a dissension over the right to the skin, which saw the assassination of Yaa-Naa Yakubu Andani II, who had been on the skin of the kingdom of Dagbon from May 31, 1974. He was murdered in Yendi, Dagbon's capital, on 27th March 2002 with about 42 of his elders by assailants presumed to have connections with the Abudus. That was the beginning of a protracted conflict characterized by bloodshed within the area. It left open wounds not only in the development of Dagbon, but the nation at large. After almost 2 decades of conflict, the intervention of the Almighty and the relentlessness of the Committee of Eminent Chiefs, CEC, comprising the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the Nairi, Na Bohugu Abdullahi Mahami Shiriga of Mamprogo, and the Yabonra Tuntumba Borisa Sulemana Japa of the Gonja State, required the President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to augment the effort of his predecessors and to renew commitment to making a dream come true. The 21st day of November 2018 recorded a milestone in the Dagbon matters when the chairman of the Committee of Eminent Chiefs, CEC, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, presented to the President the final roadmap to peace and cohesion among the Dagbon folk.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, it's been a journey for the past 16 years. The predicament that happened in Dagbon, leading to the death of Yaa-Naa, brought untold security hardship and everything to Ghana. And so we were charged by President Kufuor then to find a customary and traditional way of bringing Dagbon to normalcy. At that time, there was also the issue about the death of Yaa-Naa, whether it was a criminal aspect, whether the circumstances that he died was also there. But then a line was drawn between the criminal aspect and the traditional aspect. Our duty was to find the traditional and customary way of bringing Dagbon to normalcy. And that's what we started doing in 2002.
Consistent with the roadmap, the long overdue funeral rites of the deceased, Yaa-Naa Mahamudu Abdullahi of the Abudu family and the Yaa-Naa Yakubu Andani II of the Andani family were commemorated respectively from 14th to 28th December 2018 and 4th to 18th January 2019. Sad though they were to the admiration of the entire Ghanaian people, as they gave signals of peace in Dagbon. Soon to follow those events was the historic selection and subsequent installation of a substantive Yaa-Naa post the conflict. Eventually, the nation witnessed with excitement the enskinment of Yaa-Naa Abukari Muhammad II per the customs and traditions of the Dagbon kingdom. He was the owner of Savalu. In a warm, hopeful and articulate address, the President, during that glamorous moment, acknowledged a possible political underlining to such unacceptable situations and did prove his neutrality.
As I have said before, I am neither an Abudu nor an Andani. I am an Abudani.
He also cautioned against potential political mischiefs to scourge Dagbon's flourishing peace.
We have to bear in mind that there will be a small minority who will not be happy with the new status quo. There are a handful of malcontents who have benefited for a long time from the conflict and never wanted to see its end. We are not to rest on our oars and assume that every citizen of Dagbon is elated about the new peace and the enskinment of a new Yaa-Naa. Indeed, there is a new term for people who profit from conflict. They are called conflictpreneurs. We have to be resolute in warding off such people by strengthening the process of reconciliation amongst the people of Dagbon.
Throughout the mediation process, the cooperation of the Yaa-Naa Yakubu Abdullahi Andani and the Bolin Yaa-Naa Abdullahi Mahamudu and their respective adherents could not be marginalized. In the continuous process of reconciliation and the consolidation of peace in Dagbon, His Excellency the President, on February 21, 2019, made that historic declaration as to where the next Independence Day celebration was to be held. Truly, Dagbon's independence from long bloody moments worth being celebrated. On 6 March 2019, it was a sight to behold when the plenary of the nation, the clergy, present and past government officials, traditional rulers, political leaders, as well as the diplomatic corps, and a host of other individuals and groups converged with the indigenous people for the celebration of the 62nd Independence Day of Ghana at the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium in Tamale, northern Ghana, under the theme Peace and Unity.
This is the day we justifiably celebrate the collective energies and sacrifices of our forebears that led to that joyous night when our historic first leader, Kwame Nkrumah, uttered the immemorial words, "Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever." We will defend that freedom with the last drop of our blood as we remain dedicated to its preservation. Fellow Ghanaians, for the first time in our nation's history, this ceremony is being held outside our national capital city of Accra. Tamale was chosen as the venue, not only to underline the unity of our nation, but also to express the appreciation of the nation for the peace and the process of reconciliation that have engulfed Dagbon since the enskinment of Yaa-Naa Abukari II as overlord of Dagbon on the 25th of January this year. I welcome him to this event, as I do the former regents of Dagbon, the Kampa Yaa-Naa and Bolinland.
The president's decision was needless to be contested. However, Sejomo Channels argues that Dagbon's peace consolidation could not be sealed in a single major event. Rather, key to maintaining lasting peace will be the creation of jobs, poverty eradication, the provision of quality education, and the availability of social amenities. That is the way to go. What do you think? Kindly subscribe and leave a comment on what you think. God bless our homeland, Ghana.